Imagine your life as a giant seesaw. On one side, you have all the things that make life beautiful: spending time with friends and family, enjoying hobbies, and taking care of your health. On the other side, you have the digital world: smartphones, social media, video games, and streaming services. In a perfect scenario, the seesaw would be balanced, allowing you to enjoy the best of both worlds. But sometimes we find ourselves tipping too far into the digital side, and that's when things start to go awry. Too much time spent in the digital world can lead to a storm cloud of issues, such as feeling lonely or disconnected from others, having trouble sleeping, and feeling like you're always running on empty. It's like eating too much candy. It might seem great at the moment, but it doesn't make you feel good in the long run. But don't worry, the sun can shine again. And this episode of the HeyZen podcast is packed with tips and strategies to help you find that sweet spot where you can enjoy technology without letting it take over your life. So get ready to recalibrate your seesaw and embark on a journey towards a happier, healthier you.
It's an informative podcast about mental wellness from HeyZen. Here, we debunk myths, discuss hot topics, and give practical advice to improve your mental health. It will be funny, insightful, and impressive.
Think of technology as a magical genie lamp. With just a swipe or a click, it grants us amazing wishes, instant messages to friends far away, answers to our curious questions, and a window to explore new worlds from the comfort of our couch. Technology, in many ways, is like a superpower, making our lives easier and more connected in ways we could only dream of before. But just like in the tales of old, even the most magical genie's gifts come with a twist. While technology has built bridges, letting us reach across the globe in seconds, it has also, strangely, pushed us further apart. Social media, a dazzling marketplace of ideas and interactions, sometimes feels more like a crowded room where everyone talks but no one really listens. We count likes and followers like collecting seashells, forgetting that the true treasure lies in real, heartfelt conversations. In this bustling digital age, our screens often become shields, hiding us from the warmth of human touch and the joy of face-to-face laughter. Friendships that once flourished in the sunlight of shared experiences now wither in the shadow of online avatars and text messages. Important relationships, the kind that are nurtured by time spent together and understanding glances, are feeling the strain. The very tools that were designed to bring us closer are, in a twist of fate, making us feel more isolated. Yet, it's not all gloomy skies. Acknowledging this double-edged sword is the first step toward balance. Just as we learn to harness fire without getting burned, we can learn to use technology as a tool for connection, not a barrier. It's about finding the right balance where we can enjoy the incredible gifts of technology without losing the priceless joy of real human connection. In an earlier episode, we mentioned how important it was to set healthy boundaries when it came to the people in your life. Well, that same rule applies when it comes to technology. Just like a garden needs healthy boundaries like fences to keep out pests, your mind needs boundaries to keep out stress and distractions. So, here are the steps on how to establish them. Step number 1. Designate tech-free times. Think of your day as a book filled with different chapters. Some chapters might be about adventure, some about learning, and others about rest. Now, imagine deciding to keep some chapters of your day free from the noise of digital devices, like smartphones, tablets, or TVs. This could be during special times like meals, which are like the chapters of your book dedicated to enjoying the flavors of life with your family. Or make the hour before bedtime a tech-free time, which is like giving your mind a calm chapter to unwind and prepare for the peaceful sleep that follows. It's like telling a bedtime story to your brain, helping it to relax and recharge for the adventures of tomorrow. Step number 2. Create tech-free zones. Now, think about your home as a map filled with different lands. Each land, or room, has its own purpose and magic. By choosing certain lands, like your bedroom or dining room, to be tech-free zones, you're creating special places where the magic of imagination, conversation, and rest can flourish without the interruptions of buzzing and beeping from technology. It's like declaring a treasure island where the treasure is quality time and relaxation, far away from the busy digital world. By setting these boundaries, you're not just cutting down on screen time, You're opening up new spaces and times in your life filled with peace, connection, and rest. It's like turning off a noisy TV to hear the soothing sound of rain outside, or putting down a phone to truly see the smile on a loved one's face. These small changes in how and where you use technology can help you find more moments of joy and tranquility in your day-to-day life, making your mind's garden a more serene and happy place. Step number 3. Setting up regular face-to-face get-togethers. Think of your favorite pizza place. Now imagine inviting your friends or family to share a large pepperoni pizza with you there. This isn't just about enjoying a slice. It's about creating memories over the melted cheese and the crispy crust. By making plans to meet up in person regularly, you're building a bridge over the digital divide, connecting more deeply with your loved ones. It's like choosing a pizza party over just liking photos of pizza on social media. You get to savor not just the taste, but also the togetherness. Step number 4. Joining in on community fun. Now, picture yourself joining a local book club or signing up for a neighborhood volleyball team. This isn't just about reading books or playing sports. It's about weaving yourself into the fabric of your community, stitch by stitch. It's the difference between reading about a volleyball game and actually feeling the sand under your feet as you dive for the ball. By engaging in community events or clubs that spark your interest, you're stepping out of your digital bubble and into a world of real faces, real voices, and real connections. Step number 5. Tame your digital jungle. Think of your digital world as a garden. You might want to fill it with plants, apps, websites, and digital content that are good for you, rather than weeds, unnecessary notifications, and too much social media that can overgrow and make you feel overwhelmed. It's like deciding to plant beautiful flowers and tasty vegetables instead of letting the garden get overrun by weeds. By being picky about what you let into your digital garden, you make sure it's a place that helps you feel good, not stressed. Step number 6. Use your digital tools with purpose. Think of your smartphone or computer like a Swiss Army knife. It's packed with tools, apps, and features that can do all sorts of things. But just because you have a tool that can do something doesn't mean you need to use it all the time. For example, you wouldn't use a screwdriver to brush your teeth just because it's there. Similarly, ask yourself if you're using technology because it's truly helpful, like using a map app to find your way, or just out of habit, mindlessly scrolling through social media. Here are some examples. Sarah loves photography. She decides to tidy up her digital garden by unsubscribing to distracting notifications and limiting her time on social media to focus more on what she loves. Now, instead of getting lost in the endless scroll of social media, she spends her time exploring photography websites and apps that inspire her and improve her skills. This change makes her digital world a place of inspiration rather than stress. Then there's Alex, who realizes he's been using his phone more out of habit than need. He decides to use his digital Swiss Army knife more wisely. Instead of endlessly browsing news sites out of habit, he sets specific times to check in on the world, using the rest of his time to dive into learning a new language through an app. This mindful change helps him feel more fulfilled and less like he's just killing time. By managing their digital consumption thoughtfully, both Sarah and Alex turn their devices from sources of distraction into tools for growth and happiness. Step number 7. Embrace offline activities. Our brains are often like busy bees, always buzzing from one flower, or in our case, screen, to another. Now, think about giving that bee a nice, peaceful garden to relax in, away from all the digital noise. That's what we're aiming for when we talk about embracing offline activities. It's about finding joy and peace in things that don't require a charging cable or Wi-Fi. Think about the last time you did something just because it made you happy, not because it got you likes or follows. Activities like reading a captivating book, getting your hands dirty in the garden, or creating something beautiful with your hands, like painting or knitting, can be incredibly satisfying. Here's an example. Imagine Betty, who always felt a bit frazzled from constantly checking her social media. She decided to spend an hour each evening on her new hobby, gardening. Not only did her garden bloom, but she also found her stress levels dropping as she nurtured her plants. It was as if each seed she planted was also planting a bit of peace and happiness in her life. Step number 8. Befriend the great outdoors. There's something magical about being outside, where the sky is the limit, not the ceiling. Spending time in nature, whether it's a leisurely stroll in the park, a challenging hike up a mountain, or simply sitting and watching the sunset, can do wonders for your mind and body. Real life example. Alex felt trapped in a cycle of work, sleep, and screen time. He started taking short walks in the local park during his lunch breaks. These walks became the highlights of his day, not only helping him to decompress, but also making him feel more present and connected to the world around him. It was as if every leaf and every breeze whispered, "There's more to life than what's on your screen." This is how he decided to set up his own jogging club, which became quite popular in his area, by the way, trying to remind other people about the joy outside of technology. On this inspiring note, the bottom line: embracing activities away from screens isn't about shunning technology altogether. It's about balancing our digital lives with real world experiences that can refresh our minds, enrich our souls, and bring us genuine happiness. It's important to remember that technology, with all its bells and whistles, is just like a hammer in a toolbox. It's a tool designed to help us build and create, not something that should take over our entire workshop. Just as you wouldn't use a hammer to cook dinner or to tuck you in at night, technology isn't meant to replace the warm, fulfilling experiences that come from connecting with others face to face or enjoying the simple pleasures of life. Best wishes for your continued success and healing from all of us here at HeyZen. See you in the next episode. And until then, be well.